Okay, the next thing I'm going to test is your cranial nerve of number 5. We're going to test a facial sensation as well as a facial movement, the motor movement. This is the trigeminal nerve, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to put my hands right here, and I want to have you move your jaw from left to right for me. Good, 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 good. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put some items onto your face with your eyes closed, and I want you to tell me if they feel soft, dull, or sharp.
Soft, 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 soft. Dull, 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 dull. Sharp, 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 sharp.
Good, very good. The next thing we're going to move on to is I'm going to be testing cranial nerve 7, which is more of just a facial inspection. If you can look at me, I want to look for symmetry. Facial symmetry, and have you turn your head to the right. Okay, face me again. Have you turn your head to the left. Okay, and look at me one more time. Okay, good. All right, the next thing we're going to test is cranial nerve 8, which is the auditory nerve. I'm going to be performing what's called the Weber test and the Ryan test. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to be the Weber test. What I want you to do is I want you to let me know if you hear the sound in one ear or the other, or if you hear the sound in both ears, okay? Okay.
Both.
Good. Now this part of the test is going to be the Ryan test. What I want you to do is when you don't hear the sound, I'm going to put it in 2 places. I'm going to put a part of it behind the ear, and when you don't hear that sound anymore, I want you to tell me now. Then I'm going to move it to the side, and when you don't hear it in that side of the ear, I want you to tell me now. Okay? All right.
It's soft. It's soft.
Good. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the other ear. All right. Then you need to get your foot. Soft. Okay. Okay, good. Very good. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to be checking is going to be, that was my cranial nerve number 7. So the next thing we're going to be checking is cranial nerve number 8. Let me put the tuning fork away here, back in the bag. So for cranial nerve number, that was cranial nerve 8, I apologize. We're going to go to cranial nerve number 9 and cranial nerve number 10. So for cranial nerve number 9 and cranial nerve number 10, I'm going to be testing your gag reflex. I know I don't actually have a tongue depressor, but what I want to do is check your glossopharyngeal and your vagus nerve, okay? So what I'm going to do is we're going to just for the sake of performing the actual assessment, I'd have you stick your tongue out, and I have your tongue out and press down, and you would say ah, okay? And I would check your gag reflex, which I'm sure is intact. So that would be for cranial nerves 9 and 10, which is the glossopharyngeal and the vagus nerve. So then the next thing that we're going to test is we're going to be doing your cranial nerve number 11. I'm going to be doing what part of your your shoulder shrug, as well as your neck. I just want to check for resistance to see how well those nerves act, and those are what we call your accessory nerves, and see if they're intact, if there are any issues. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push down your shoulders, and I want to have you like shrug up against my hands, okay? Good, 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 good. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to also have you turn your neck with actually your face from side to side. I want you to kind of push against my hand with your face using your neck muscles. Let me have you go ahead and try to push against my hand. Good. I do the same thing with this one. Good. Very good. Okay. Now, for the last and final nerve, it's cranial nerve number 12, and that's the hypoglossal nerve. And what I'm going to do is we're going to act like I have a tongue depressor. And what I would be doing is I'd be checking the inside of your mouth. If you can sit up forward for me. And what I would be doing is we'd be pressing down on the tongue. Okay, down on the tongue, pushing up underneath the tongue. I'd also be pushing the tongue to the right to the side, and I'd also be pushing the tongue to the left to the side, okay? That would be it for all the 12 cranial nerves. We're now going to move on to deep tendon reflexes. I don't actually have the, let me see, I may have it in my kit. Excuse me. Thank you for picking my pen up. Let me see if I have the reflex hammer in my kit. If not, we'll just makeshift one like I did for the first video, which I do have one. So we'll go ahead and we'll use this versus makeshifting. If you give me just a moment, I'm going to get the hammer out. Okay. All right, and so what we're going to do is I'm going to be testing all your deep tendon reflexes. The first reflex we're going to test are the triceps. If you remember, this is the, I'm testing just for the movement, okay? So if you recall, we did the same thing last time, but I believe we just did the knees and the back, your Achilles. So we're going to actually do all of the areas this time, okay? So the first one is going to be the tricep, okay? Okay. The next area we're going to do is going to be the biceps. Okay. Then the next area we're going to do is what they call the brachioradialis. Good. And I'm going to also do your knees. Okay. And then I'm going to have you lay flat, face facing that way on the table. And I'm going to go ahead and, on your stomach, please. And I'm going to check your Achilles as well. Good, very good. Okay, you can go ahead and you can sit up for me. All right. Now, the next thing I want to do is we're going to test some motor skills of yours. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to have you touch your finger to your nose. Good. I'm also going to do the heel to shin test. So what I want to have you do is, can you please take your right heel and pass it along front of moving downward of your left shin. Can you do the same thing, please, with your right heel to your left shin? Good. I also want you to please place your hands on your knees and then turn them over. Very, very good. With that, I just wanted to check your rapid alternating, what they call the rapid alternating movement, just checking your speed, the rhythm, the smoothness, how fluid your movements was, which everything looked good, no problem there. All right, now I'm going to do some passive range of motion with you. So let me just go ahead and just move your, no, you can stay seated. I just want to move your arms. Just see how all your joints and everything feels good. We'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, feels good. Okay, same thing with your legs, please. Okay. Good, very, very good. Very, very, very good. Okay, let me see your hands. Good, very, very good. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to be able to, the next thing I want to do is check to see how well you can, again, how we did like the shoulder shrug in terms of the resistance. Want to see how well you are able to like push against my hands, like with your forearms and your legs. So right now what I want you to do is I want you to try to press up, please, on my hands with your forearms. Just try to press up at the same time, please. Good, 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 good. Okay. And the same, you try to press down. Good. Okay. Your hands right now, try to open your fingers against my, good. Same on the other side. Okay, very, very, very good. Okay, same thing with your legs. Can I have you kind of press back against my hand? Good. This way, push up against. Good. Same thing with this leg. Good. And behind, please. Good. Very, very good. Good, good, good. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look, I want to look at your gait. So what I'm going to have you do, let me move my kit out of the way. I'm going to have you stand up, sir. I hope we can, okay. Right now what I'm going to have you do is I want you to walk, just normal walk to the door right here and back towards me. Okay, and walk back towards me. Good. The next thing I'm going to have you do is what's called tandem walking. I want you to actually walk with from one heel, in front of your toes. Okay, like this. From this, there you go. There we go. Good. Nice straight line. Come back to me the same way, please. Very, very, very good. Okay, we're not done with the gait. The next thing I want you to do is can I have you please walk on your heels to the door? Good, you look like a duck. And okay. Sorry. All right, and then we have you walk on your toes. You keep sitting. Walk on your toes. Okay, and come back and walk on your tiptoes. Very good. Stay standing, stay standing, stay standing. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is something called the Romberg test. I want your feet together, touching, okay? I want you to close your eyes. Stand as straight as you are. I'm checking for making sure you can maintain your nice balance. Eyes closed. Checking for, put your arms up. Palms up. Bring them in together. Okay, up. Good. Good, good, good. Now I'm going to have you open your eyes. Okay, good. Look straight. Open your eyes. Turn your hands down. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is it's called pronator. Let me think. Pronator drift. It's called pronator drift. What I want to do right now is I'm just going to push down on your hands. I'm going to see if they come back up. Good. Okay. Now you can go ahead and have a seat. Okay. It took me a minute to remember the pronator drift. With that, I was checking proprioception. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want you to give me your left hand. Close your eyes. I'm going to write, or right hand, excuse me. I'm going to write something in your hand, and I want you to tell me what it is, what you feel that I wrote in your hand, okay?
It's 0, right?
Mm-hmm. You get the other hand, that's exactly what I did.
0.
Okay, very good. Now, the next thing I want to do is we're going to check for sensation in the arms, and we're going to also check for sensation in the legs. If you recall earlier, remember how we did the soft, the dull, and the sharp in the face? We're going to do the same thing on your upper extremities as well as your lower extremities. Okay? So let me get my tools. Okay, so let me get your right arm. Okay, eyes closed.
Soft. Soft. Dull. Dull. Sharp. Sharp.
Okay. Do the same thing with the left arm. Eyes closed, please.
Soft. Soft. Dull. Dull. Sharp. Sharp.
Good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with your extremities, please. Okay?
Soft. Soft. Dull. Dull. sharp, sharp, soft, soft, dull, dull, sharp, sharp.
Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to have you can put your head that way on your back. I'm going to take both of your feet. Again, I'm just checking sensation. I want to see if you can feel. I'm checking, there's actually 4 points, excuse me, on each foot. And I'm going to check those points. And again, I want you to just let me know when you feel it. Okay, just let me know you feel it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm going to be on your left foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're going to go and move to the right foot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have you just right now, because you're in a laying position. What I'm going to be doing is I want to test the position. So I want you to tell me if it feels like I'm moving your toes up or down. I hope they can see this. Let me go this way some in the video. Put your feet up some so they can see. Okay. So tell me if this is up or down.
Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up.
Okay. I'm going to move to your right foot.
Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Okay, good. You can go and put your socks on. I'm going to do the same thing with your hands. Give you a moment to put your socks on. Okay. Eyes closed, please.
Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Eyes closed.
Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Very good. Okay, and the last thing we're going to check for is steranosis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 objects in each one of your hands with your eyes closed, and I want you to tell me what each one of those objects are. Okay. So, eyes closed. I'm going to check your right hand.
Paper clip. Key. That's a fat battery.
Okay. We'll check the other hand. Eyes closed.
Paper clip. Key. It's a battery.
Okay, good. Thank you for being my patient and allowing for me to do this neuro assessment. This will conclude our assessment. Thank you.